we're going. Oh,
Well, hello, everybody. We're back here singing songs and uh, trying to get I am, because this is
I
what this means.
am smelling like a rose that somebody gave me on my birthday deathbed.
Now, if you need to hear a song about the I am, I suggest you play that. Stone Temple Pilots, Dead and Bloated, in case anybody's interested. But I just love how he says I am. But that's where we're at. This is our moon. This is everybody individually's moon is ready to pop in and say, hey, this is who I am. And this is who I'm going to be going starting from this moment on, So let's do it. Who are you? Who are you? And what is it that you really are? What's really moving you, like to feel it on that deep, because Aries is the first sign. It's fire.
Right?
It's like, let's do it now. Doesn't think about things. Now we've had time to think. So this is why this is a little bit, this is kind of demanding because you've had the time to think. So now it's like, do we have the courage to do it or are we hiding still? I
So
know.
I wrote that in my notes.
What? Which one?
Well, I the Libra and Aries, right? We've got Libra Sun and the Aries Moon, and how it's how we are showing up for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And how we are taking accountability
Yeah.
for our feelings and standing strong and standing in our light and doing all of that business. And then what else did I say? We're taking accountability for how we do this,
Good.
how we show up for ourselves. It's the normal for Aries. And here we go again. I am. And like every single sign has a 2-word.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel.
I mean, it tells you everything.
I am is everything. And it's the first sign. So it is you decide. Like no one can, and this is where I was getting this the last couple of days, Diana. If you're being something for someone else, that ends right now.
Because in comes this moon, and that's Libra, and Libra is I balance.
Balance. Well, you have to balance within yourself first, right? So this is is that what you're saying? Yeah, because this is what's so important with this moon. It's like if we are doing things just to get along, to go along, to get along, whatever that saying is, that's not going to work for us anymore.
No,
we have to speak it.
Right, because this Libra, who is the balance, and Aries, that is I am, well, how did I say it? It's how your relationships end up being a feedback.
Absolutely.
And this connection with the Aries Libra axis is the loop between the balance and the I am, because we have to have the I am, but we have to have balance within us in order to get along with others. And man is much better with at least a little bit of others.
Yeah, I mean, we are social people, right? But the way I was getting it was when the most important relationship we have is the one we have with ourselves, right?
Well, yeah.
It's the one that we have. And this way, when we have other relationships, it's based in that authentic self, right?
It's within and without. It's what we project. It's what we put out there. So it's within and it's without, and it's together or alone, even if you're alone. And happy birthday, Annie Bear.
Whose birthday
is my Gloria, my sweet little Gloria. We had a doggy cheesecake birthday for the Gloria turned sweet 16 today.
Oh,
and
how
she is
cute.
acting like a puppy. That girl is
what a cool day to have a birthday.
I am Saint Germain. We've been working with the I am.
And see, and this is it, right? You're all getting, I know I've been like this. I've been like getting some huge downloads because that's going to come in, right? With all this the same day, today, a little bit earlier, Mercury entered Scorpio. Mars was already in Scorpio. Okay, so you got to look at Aries is ruled by Mars. They're all connected, right? Like, but it rules. Oh goodness, I'm gonna get myself all jammed up. Pluto and Aries and Mars are all together. So
Oh,
and Scorpio, right? So there's all this Scorpio going to happen this month. That Mercury in Scorpio today, that's download. You're going to just get, I mean, all your spidey senses are like going to come in. All your stuff, your inner knowing, your gut knowing, because that's that Aries, right? That Aries is that gut
yeah.
instinct.
And so I want to show this card because I drew it just as we were coming live.
Okay.
It is for the collective here, and it makes such sense because I am, right? I won't drag everybody through that again, but connect to the eternity within. How many times has our soul done this, right?
Oh,
so
I love
let
that.
yourself be held by love for you. Because when you hold it for you, you can't help but hold it for others around you. You know your ups and downs.
I love that.
So I love this card.
Say it one more time.
It is connect to the eternity within.
I love that. Wow. I mean, and that's the truth, right? Because whoever we are within, Mr. Floyd, Saint Germain,
Right.
You have to honor that. This is what's coming out of you. This is the messages are coming out of you to share with others. I just think it's so cool. You want to say hi to everybody?
Sure.
Maria is grateful is here. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jenny.
Did I even set it up to?
Hi, Millie de la Prada. I don't know. Mr. Floyd's Universe. Thank you. Hi, Lauren Hunsinger. Standing in the light with Annie Bear. Good to see you.
Well, I guess I did not set myself up.
DJP2B. I love that. Give me a second when I say it. B2. Okay. Butterfly readings with Linda. Good to see you, Sherry.
There you go.
Hi, Sherry. Voices from the Swamp. Kay Muldoon. Oh my goodness. Just visiting. Good to see you too. Okay. Just visiting. And Rita K. Good to see everybody. Thank you all so much for coming in and hanging out with us. This is a spicy moon, and it's a first supermoon out of 4. So we're going to have 4 consecutive supermoons, and that's closest to the Earth. When you're closest to the Earth like that, right, that energy, whatever that energy is, in this case, Aries, is being emphasized, extremely emphasized. So that's going, and that's giving us this really good boost starting out. I mean, I know it's October 6th, but this is for the rest of the month. This is giving us our power where we can take it. There's no more eclipses. There's no more hiding in Pisces or, any of that stuff. We can take it.
Yeah, that's the other thing about this. We've got Exion right there in by Neptune, and that is like we're done with this delusion.
Oh man, I like how you say that.
This has got to go. This has got to quit. Now,
so where do you have it? Where do you have Exion?
Exion is at
Madcap.
He's so close. I didn't write it down.
It's okay.
Sorry, but he's conjunct Neptune, and Exion is all about like, okay, the Fool card in the tarot. The guy's got the knapsack and the dog and taking a leap. That's Exion. I'm out of here. I'm done with this stuff. Let's move forward. This is getting crazy. Y'all don't make any sense. Right? I'm going to go search for consciousness.
Man, and that's really the only thing that matters. Because we can sit here and be superficial all day, and it's not. It's no quality of life. You know what I mean?
Right. And Pam Gregory, well, Pam Gregory brought it to light, but it was said by Dane Rudyard
Hmm.
that 15 degrees of Aries, which we have to round up that moon, but it's going to get there anyways,
Well, you have, yeah.
is
Hi, Wiggy.
a Native American weaving a consciously weaving a sacred blanket, a ceremonial blanket,
Yeah.
and becoming one with the light, and being the
Mm.
and being the ceremony, imagining the ceremony while doing it and making it and feeling it and becoming every part of your heartbeat, and moving it into your breath and the mind and the heart, not just connecting, but every fiber in your body.
Mm-hmm. I love those. Those are called the Sabian symbols, and there's Chandra symbols, but each degree of the zodiac has a symbol. And this one is what Diana just explained. It's
Well,
weaving that. Go ahead, you said.
sure. Well, because of the Aries I am,
Yeah.
this is again another lesson in becoming one with the I am, creator, God, goddess, whomever, whatever. We did it on our own. Who knows? Yeah. As good as we are at reading Akashic records, we don't really know that answer.
No, we don't. We just know that we're here and we can read the records. We can read each other, or we can read astrology. All these divination tools are, whatever you're attracted to. That's me expressing me, or Diana expressing herself. But owning that. How long did it take us to get to that point, though? Diana, it took me years to get to where I could own who I was in public, because I didn't know.
Right. I mean, and even still, we have to go back and review.
Yeah. No.
We have to. We are angelic spirits having a experience, and it doesn't always align with where we really are up here, up there. Do 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 do.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, okay. So let's bring that in. On top of everything else, well, and Venus is going to, let me say this, it's not till next month with Venus goes into Scorpio. And that's when we're really, we're going to hear stuff. Things are going to start coming out. It's going to be impossible to hold back the truth, but it's going to be hard to know what's truth and what's lies, because they're very good. The outside world, the patriarchy is very good at mixing those up. And this is who's being exposed. Diane and I were talking about this the other day. It is all about them being put on blast, right? They're the ones who have been lying and been holding humanity back, holding back progress. And now that's all got to come out, because once that's released, more stuff, and more stuff will come out, right? So we have this 3-eye atlas, and all of a sudden, you couldn't get pictures. Now they tried to say, well, that's because the government shut down, but they stopped sharing pictures before that. So they don't know why.
I don't know. Stefan had some, because he was coming out with one every day.
He was getting them from the backyard astronomers, though, but he wasn't getting them from, because nobody was releasing any of the. And that one dude came out, Ari, he said some weird stuff.
Yeah. Well, and he's got another video which everybody Avi.
Yeah. I can't.
What's his last name? I just escaped it. He was on with.
But he like clickbaited his own information.
Wow. Because everybody thinks that's what you got to do to get anybody to watch you.
Yeah,
you don't.
I'm not watching it. Yes, Leah, the dragons are awakening. Oh my God, that's a perfect thing to bring up.
You got that.
And
And it's almost time for House of Dragons to be back on.
right. And those dragons, though, like everything else, is based on your foundation. Our foundation has to be authenticity, integrity, truth, self-love, and acceptance. And if it's not, that's not how we're not going forward. I mean, there's going to be a segment of the population that's always going to try to be disingenuous, but we can see through all that, right? I mean, it's just like you can see when somebody's blowing smoke up somebody's,
Skirt.
and
We're
it's just, yeah, we're done. We're done with that. So I'm interested to see what happens with the 3i Atlas, because it did go by Mars on the 3rd. And Diana, what day did you say? Because it's out of view now anyway. Even if the satellites were working, it's too close to the sun to be able to see anything.
Through, I mean, Stefan did put some out today that he got from the Mars rover.
Yeah, and they're not.
And I haven't finished the video, so I haven't seen that part yet.
I watched it. It was pretty good, but it wasn't what he wanted. He knows that there's better out there. Yeah.
I just like the guy,
I do too. Because he's authentic, and you can feel that from him.
He's of the woo. He's into astronomy. He's definitely a geophysicist, but he's a scientist who has to be data driven, but he leaves open the door for all of the answers that are possible. He knows it's organic. He knows it's interstellar.
Yep.
And he may not be able to say it, but he's not negating the fact that little green men could be on it.
he did say like a lot of how he felt, which I was very proud of him. So Leah, I got this card, Uncovering Treasure, and there's a dragon with a treasure chest that says, beneath the surface lies great bounty, and that's within you. That's your I am. Your I am is great bounty. And here's most of us here, mystic healer. Healing energy flows through you. That's everybody here. We're all remembering that. I mean, we are all connected to the divine. We all have gifts that, they may not be the same, and they may be the same. It doesn't really matter. We all are gifted in our own way, and that's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah.
I wanted to say hi to Leah. That was for Leah. Christine Fryer. I always say that. Linda D. Gonzalez is here. Nice to see you. Yay. Aaron O. Nugget. I love Aaron O. Nuggets here. Wicky's here. Hi, Wicky.
Hey, Wicky.
The Juniper Veil, a.k.a. Tapioca Thievery. I love that name. Here, look at this name, Diana. It's a pretty cool name.
The Juniper Veil. Tapioca Thievery. Oh, I love tapioca.
I love it.
Yum. That was my favorite pudding, that and butterscotch when I was a kid. But I love, because my mother always made it the old-fashioned way and had to cook it. And I loved the skin that got on the top. That was my favorite. That was like eating a candy bar. That was like eating a candy bar, man.
Man. I couldn't do it. And there's butterfly readings with Linda. I don't know if I said hi to you, but hi. And how is everybody? So Diana and I were talking about, well, here comes the exposure of the patriarchy. This is one of the things. I think this is the definite, this is when the doors start to open, is now. And that's going to play out the rest of the year. I don't know. I mean, I know that more and more is going to come out, but I don't know how long. I've kind of given up on asking how long that idiot's going to be there. But I don't know if you're getting anything on that. I'm getting more about frequency of us, because we are frequency stabilizers. We're pillars of light. And we got to own that pillar of light going forward.
That's there. Here you are with the Aries moon telling us, get into your I am.
Get in there.
You know,
Parasites. Oh Lord, the parasites. Well, there's there's a lot. It's started. It's already been started, and I do think it started a little a couple months ago. We just don't know what we don't know, as of yet.
right.
But I think that
Well,
eclipse season really did some things that we aren't real privy to that information yet. I don't know.
and Jupiter. I mean, we have Regulus, Aldebaran's at 9 degrees of Gemini, right? So Uranus is on his trek backwards, but it's going to go forward again. And when it does, it's going to get into Aldebaran. Some people say I still am stuck on Aldebaran. And also there in that constellation itself of Gemini, we have Regulus, the left foot, and then we have Betelgeuse, the right shoulder, and Pollux and what's his name are the hips, are in his hips. So, or up there near the belt of Orion. So they cross from Gemini into Taurus, and Aldebaran, trying to break that habit, is also the eye of Taurus the bull. And that just also happens to be Augustus Joseph Poniatowski, the star of my great-great-great-great-grandfather. It was named after him for what he did for education and so on and so forth. And
we need more people like him now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. We really do.
Warrior. So all of these things are interesting. I mean, here's a man who abdicated, split up the big, huge country of Poland, and made it a truer democracy. Because even though Poland had a base of democracy, it was still a good old boys thing. People didn't vote. Mm-hmm. The representatives voted as to who they wanted. You didn't inherit the throne. You had to be voted onto the throne. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't a public election. So it wasn't quite democracy. But it became that afterwards.
Yeah. And, this is how, we can look at the evolution of democracy, but we sure do need more warriors of truth coming in here and bringing in that higher vision than, I think that's what Pluto and Aquarius is doing, that higher vision coming through. And we do have a yod. We have a yod today, too, with that Mercury at 0 degrees Scorpio.
Yep.
We have Neptune at 0 is one of the feet, and we have Uranus at 1. So that's a powerful yod, even though you can't really make sense out of it because Uranus is there. It's higher consciousness information, and it's how many? You said there's going to be like a couple yods, and then Hammer of Swords up until the middle of the month, right?
Well, the other one has Uranus as the point. There's two of them in the sky basically at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So again, this is like when Uranus is one and Mars Mercury is the other, and Mars Mercury being the point is like, we got to take action, but we got to communicate. We've got to take action, but we've got to communicate, right? And then when Uranus is it, Uranus is going to say, "Oh, screw that," and just throw a lightning bolt and make volcanoes erupt like they
Make
did
it
yesterday,
happen.
like crazy. And we had that 6.9 earthquake,
Where?
and
Where?
this is day
Japan?
before yesterday, and
Hmm.
then we had an aftershock that was a 6.8, and I can't remember where that was, but it
I think
was
that was
that
Japan.
Russian area where it's always
Hmm.
on in that ocean area. And Stefan said to watch Drake's Passage. Well, I don't want to tell a friend of mine, but she's taking a boat cruise down through Drake's Passage,
Mm.
Antarctica, and I'm like,
I wouldn't be near it. Well, anyway, Salacia, which I thought was interesting. Salacia is 13 degrees Aries, and the moon is 14. Because the moon, that full moon, isn't exact until 11:47 p.m. tonight Eastern time.
yeah,
So adjust for your time zone, because it's like, this is the moon that you want. It's a full moon, right? So it illuminates what it is that is holding you back from being your authentic self. Your I am who I am.
yeah,
So this is really good. Now, Salacia, I thought that was interesting. That was right next to the moon,
yeah,
because it's like looking at her like moonlight and sunlight on top of the water, right? Isn't that?
right. Because we have Maki is also
That's what the
she,
sun, yeah.
yeah, she's about mermaids and also about Lemuria. And when you look at
Yeah,
Lady, who is over there with what's her face, Salacia.
yeah.
I don't know why I always want to say Salesian High School, because that's the high school in Detroit where all the cute boys went. Anyway,
Ah,
they're about the whales and the dolphins. So
yeah,
again, bringing in this return to Lemuria energy, right? And so many of us are getting hits on the light language of Lemuria.
right. Oh my goodness. Orcus is at with Venus on that south node, saying, okay, so Venus on the south node is what is it release all those things that prevent you from loving yourself and accepting
Right?
yourself.
Can we
And
say it enough? Really?
I
Let
don't
go
know.
of what no longer serves your purpose, and beating
Right.
yourself up is some of that for sure.
Yeah. And Orcus is another whale
Oh, right.
asteroid too, right? And Orcus wants to uncover the truth. Let me see how I wrote this down. Discover what's beyond the veil. Everyone here is about discovering what's beyond the veil.
I said mahi, but I meant to say,
Oh
or
no,
I'm
and
sorry,
no,
because
and Maki is the same type of
yeah,
vibe. I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
you're not wrong at all.
Hawaiian vibes.
Exactly. All that Hawaiian mother goddess vibe is coming through, right?
Yeah. Yep.
To bring us home.
Nessus is on the north node.
Oh man, see, I didn't have that. Oh, that's cool. And that's not going to allow any kind of, you can't bullshit yourself anymore, basically, with
That's right.
Nessus there. Yeah. On
And then
this,
we
on
have, of
the
course, we
north
have
node.
4 fixed stars, right? The Persian stars of the change of seasons, and we're changing seasons. We're getting ready to go into autumn, and the winter solstice is coming. So
I can't believe how
Aldebaran and Taros is
coming up. Yeah.
gearing up, right? 9 degrees of Sagittarius, 9 degrees of Gemini, opposite each other. One is the light coming in, one is the light exiting. And then we have Formahat, which is also, it is the golden light, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Regulus.
And Fomalhaut is what, 3 degrees Pisces, I think.
Uh,
Uh,
I just leave it at 0 degrees. 2 degrees really is where it's at.
okay.
But across is in Virgo at 0 degrees or 29 degrees of Libra. So it's an axis that isn't exact, but if we think about it, the days aren't exact.
No, they're not. Time isn't exact. Is anybody experiencing time like they did 20 years ago or even 5 years ago? Time is just that's all being changed, right? Because as we raise in frequency,
Yeah.
this is how I hear it. We raise in frequency, everything is it's different in those higher frequencies. Time isn't the same.
Okay, so Maria has a question. What are the other names we're mentioning? They're asteroids and dwarf planets that have been discovered and now named. And this is how we're getting out of the Greek and Roman pantheon and broadening the names of these other planets that are out there by using cultures from all over the world. So
Right.
we have Sedna, who's an Inuit goddess, and then the ones that we've just mentioned are from Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And um
And the thing
I
is,
forget what,
let's go back to this, Diana. Remember when we would talk this, like when we first started doing the astrology together, we would just do the planets, and then we slowly started bringing in asteroids. And Diana said it perfectly. It is the details. The asteroids bring in the details. The planets are giving you the here's where the energy is. It's a big thing. So what's near that? What's near that moon tonight that is talking with it, because that's what's sharing. That's what the message is being shared with us.
Mhm.
So we said Salacia is conjunct the moon. So when we look up, and this I do this all the time. I'm looking up asteroids all the time because it is helping us fill in the details, like you said.
Right? Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, black,
See,
black.
I don't
And
even know
her
that.
buttons all down her back. She had 100 buttons. She had to have help buttoning up her shirt, right? And
Oh
that's
my
the other thing.
goodness.
The asteroids are slower moving or
Yeah.
farther away. So they kind of have this, you got to attend to details if you want to
Yes.
be able to make the plan with those farther out planets. You have to, like Uranus and Pluto and Neptune, you need to have your details in order now in order to have it in place when the time arrives.
Okay, so check this out. We have the moon, and we all know the moon is your emotions, right? In Aries, it's the emotions that you have about you, because it's I am. Okay, so Salacia is right next to that. Symbolizes the deep emotional experiences, self-worth, and sparkling, radiant energy of the ocean, derived from its namesake. Discovered in 2004. Okay, out there by Neptune. I'm not going to get it's a mermaid energy of beauty, depth, and intuition, particularly as it relates to emotional honesty and the ability to follow one's inner wavelength. Oh, I love how they said that,
Well,
Diana.
and
Oh,
it can also direct us towards the energy of Sedna at 1 degree of Gemini, because Sedna, the
right.
Inuit, was about
Same
this
thing.
releasing
Hmm.
and adapting and sacrifice. And what did Sedna become? The goddess of the sea, the queen mermaid. Her fingers and toes became the whales and the fish and the sea urchins, and the seaweed is her hair. And so it, they are all together. And this is why I think of them as the buttons
Hmm.
on your shirt.
Because it is. It's okay. Anytime planets or that planet and an asteroid or a luminary and an asteroid get together, there's a message. This is how this is how Diana and I read astrology, because they have their sentient beings. They're speaking to each other. As they speak to each other, that energy flows down to us and speaks to us. So the closer you have 14 degrees, let's just use this because we usually don't talk like this, but 14 degrees of Aries anywhere in your chart, that's what's being lit up. Well, but so is 14 degrees of Libra. And if we want to get technical, we could go 5 degrees on either side of orb, right? So we could, it just depends how deep you want to get with it. But with the Salacia, I love how they said ability to follow one's inner wavelength. Its placement in a birth chart indicates where one learns to self honor, question emotional dynamics, and find beauty in sunlit, fluid aspects of the salty sea. So it's not like these things are, oh, it's just all beautiful right away. You got to go through changes to get to
Yeah.
that understanding of that beauty that's there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is why
Hi, Judith.
so many astrologers are old school. It has to be exact.
Yeah.
I believe it's only 3 or 4 degrees of an orb if it's Mercury and Venus, and it's only blah blah blah. You can have 5 if it's Jupiter and Venus, but
Exactly, Leah.
things don't happen
Way to go.
in a snap.
No.
Things don't maybe recognized in a snap, but things are a progress.
Yeah.
And every step you take is the progression. And as you reach the place where the light bulb turns on, well, you still have to wait for the electricity to go through the wire when you turn on a switch, right? It just travels really fast, but not everything else does.
Right.
And so where most astrologers will only give a 2 or 3 degree orb, I give it to 5. And when it's the sun, the moon, or your rising sign, give it 10. Well, we've got 3 big players, right? Because wherever you are in your chart, this is going to be affecting your rising sign in some sort of an aspect.
Right. And let's also emphasize this. There's many different astrologers, many different types. There's medical astrologers, the astrologers who are old school and straight to the point, only the facts, ma'am. Well, Dinah and I are intuitive psychic astrologers. So we get information from all those other bodies,
Higher sources.
Yeah. So when you get a reading, and we do, our information's in the description box if anyone wants a reading. We do readings together, or we do them separate, and we have a blast, because you get a lot of that. That inner knowing comes through of our readings. Hi, Judith Anderson. And it's a really cool way, because I don't know about y'all, but I was one of those kids that talked to everything. I didn't care if it was the lawnmower. I would say hi. I talked to everything. I was just but to me, everything had an essence about it.
It
right?
has an energy. It has they call it inanimate object. However, what do you get to make up a lawnmower with? All of those parts are zinc and copper and steel, and the things that make steel. And there's nickel and silver and gold and all of these other elements that have soul.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be the same soul as us, but we're made of the same ingredients.
Exactly.
And you put us in a place where we have soul. It's like if I went out to my car and didn't talk to her.
I know, right?
You would definitely let me know. So you gotta. We give them life because they give us life. Well, we are made of the same elements.
Yes.
It's like a rock is organic.
Yes.
It does move. It does change shape. But it moves so slow. You'll never be able to see it move unless you run it underwater and have that water run for 100 years.
And the crystal, but it's like, I forget how they say it, how they read the frequency of it. It's moving so fast. I
The
don't I'll have to look it up, but I'm telling you that everything I talk to everything
well,
still to this day, you know.
if you think about what you were just saying, the frequency of the energy is moving so fast that the body has to move slow. And it's like the children that I taught that had autism, or even just on the spectrum, their brain is going so fast their body cannot catch up to them, just like the frequency of a rock.
I love that. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I can't stand that we label these kids autistic, on the spectrum, or ADD. I mean, I'm sure I had all of those, but they didn't have that available, but they would have used it because that's their thing, is to label you as an outsider. You know, to me, that's just, I'm hoping that's not what's going on, but
No, each one of them was so miraculous.
Yeah.
Now, they all stand out. I can remember every single one of their faces and most of their names.
No.
One in particular, as a 3-year-old, was nonverbal unless you gave her the written words, and she would read them to you.
It was 3? Wow.
3. And how did she learn to 3? At 3, how did she learn to read? Yet she couldn't speak unless she had the written word.
And that to me is just magic. It's all magic. You know, it's all frequency to me. Everything is frequency, energy. Energy's magic. It's magic. This is, I mean, this is the mystery of our planet, of our solar system, is frequency, vibration, and resonance, you know, and how that dials in at any certain time or onto any certain person or thing. I've just always believed that everything had an essence to it and we could talk to it. I just automatically assumed that. And especially with animals, I talk to every animal I ever saw as a kid. Even now, even if I see like a dragonfly or something, they'll skip down the street with me. And I think it's the cutest thing, you know?
There's a connection. We are connected to all of that. I believe you.
Yeah. It is really cool. Yes.
And this is another thing that, we talk about meditation, but meditation can be a moving meditation. It can be an active meditation, or it can just be a moment when you stop, close your eyes, connect to your breath, regulate your breath.
This right here.
You lower your blood pressure, you lower your cortisol, which is, that moment you ate too much chocolate candy at one time and now you're racing off the charts, but you can lower your glucose by doing things of that nature.
Like just putting your hand on your heart, and just for three breaths, you can regulate your nervous system, because that is another thing I wanted to talk about, that we are getting upgraded on. We've been getting an upgrade on our nervous system for a while, but this is kind of one of the this is a big jump. I can't explain how I see it, but it's okay. They're saying in my head, as you get to know yourself and you love yourself, you are more tolerant with yourself. You will give yourself those 3 breaths in any moment.
Right. And you're more tolerant with others. Maureen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Don't watch CBS.
Don't watch any of it, because it's right now, it's like the choices are, and I'm sorry I like to reduce things down though. If you're for freedom, you're for freedom. If you're not for freedom, you're not for freedom. And I don't see why we should even mix words anymore, because they have spoke very loudly about how they want to take away our rights and our freedoms.
Right.
And that they're
Yep.
by taking all the media. They already took the media, so we know that the media can't be trusted, at least in America. Maybe Midas touch, maybe,
Yeah, but even they're into clickbait. So it's all this high pressure stuff. And that is what becomes so aggravating. So I read the headlines, and it's just like the old newspaper world was set up. I went to school at a different time. So we learned about newspapers and how
Yeah.
to write a good article. And a headline can say it all, and you say it in the first paragraph, because all the rest doesn't need to be read. And people who are in a hurry aren't going to read the whole thing anyway.
Yeah, it's just filler. Let's get to the point. Let's get to the point. So, but that, look what they've done since the 80s. They've mixed truth with lies for so long that we don't know. You really have to do your research. They want you confused. They want you not knowing what it is that the agenda really is. But now we're all seeing it. They can't hide it anymore. They are literally on the streets with masked men terrorizing people, and they're not our friend, and anybody that works for them is not our friend. I
Can
mean,
you, I forgot what I was going to say, but can you, I forgot what I was going to say. Can you imagine is how it started out, but oh well, can you imagine a world where there is, oh, thank you, John Lennon.
Yeah, I was just saying the thank you, John.
Yeah.
Because imagine that, and that is, I've started a little series on my channel. It's just recorded. It's what is the new Earth? What does it look like? My team is like, this is what we need to be talking about. We can talk for hours and hours and years and about everything that's going wrong, right? But how do we get out of that? If we keep talking about it, I'm not saying that you don't want to, discuss it, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to give 24 hours out of 24 hours, all that your time. You want to, take some of that time, yes, deal with it, process all that emotion. But then what does it really look like? What does this new earth, new era that's coming in? And it is coming in February. I mean, that'll be the beginning of it. That's not going to be, everything perfect in February with Neptune and Saturn at 0 degree. So, but that's the start. That's the start of the new era. Now, until then, they who want to take our rights and freedoms away are trying to do power grab, and that's what they've been doing for 9 months, and they did a pretty good job. So they think we think, but they've lost more court cases than won. There's a lot to this. There's so much more to this that we're not seeing because it's happening so fast. But we have to be the ones to say, no, I'm not entertaining that. I see this world where the dragons, who said that, Leah? The dragons are coming in, or Maria, when
Leah.
Leah. And that's what I see. And the dragons are wise, loving, caring, not the dragons that we were told, that we needed to kill. I don't know what Leah's saying here. Where funny is, as I become tolerant and meeting people where they are, funny things, so much judgment has come to test my mettle. Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what happens. All of a sudden, you're being tasked. Okay, are you walking the talk? Are you speaking your truth?
It's like, wait, what? Wait, what happened just a few years ago? 911. We were all together. What the heck? What just happened?
I don't know. It's really hard. My team is always send it love. You're never going to really make sense out of it. You can't change anybody, but that you can, sitting where you're at, is send love through your heart. You don't have to send it to anything specific. You can send it to Mother Earth, but They want us hating each other. They want us fighting each other. They want us divided because that we lose our power by not owning who we are. That's why this Aries full moon is so important. We have to own who we are so we can speak our truth.
Right. So we have on the 13th, we have Pluto stationing
Oh,
direct.
yes.
And he never went back into Capricorn. He's at
No,
1 degree of Aquarius and he's going to go direct, but he's going to be standing still.
right,
With
Lauren?
Pluto, he's going to stand still for 5 days before he really gets anything moving. And it's going to be a while before he gets any traction because he's so slow. But on the 13th into the 14th, Venus is at 0 degrees of Libra, 29 and 59 minutes of Virgo, and then goes right on into, yes, Kim, goes
I know
right.
you want to sing. I know you want to sing. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know I want. It's in my head. But anyways, so when that happens, we're going to get this beautiful kite with Pluto and Uranus and Gemini. She hasn't stepped into Taurus yet, but even when she does, she's only going to get in there like to 27 degrees, so she's still going to be in orb of her position in Gemini. So there's still going to be, it's going to be less of an impact, but that kite is going to last several days. And then it'll come back round as Uranus goes back into Gemini, right? So the top of the kite is that Saturn Neptune. And there we have Exion. And there we have all those things that are wanting to get rid of this delusion. Let's start over. We got to change this. This is absolutely nuts.
Right. And why are we buying into their version of events or their version of the reality that we're living? They're just a small group of people. We don't want to live fighting and hating each other and running from ICE bandits and whatever they're doing. I mean, it's ridiculous. They have detention centers that they are throwing all these people in, that they're making money. They invest in these detention centers. Of course, the taxpayer pays for it, but they make money off it, and they're making a killing that like they do everything else. They profit over people, and that's the reality we don't want anymore. I don't want to participate in their insanity. It's insane to think that you're going to work until you drop, and now they're going to raise the social security age, and now you can't get any assistance, you can't get any help. But they don't even talk about paying a fair, decent living wage. They don't talk about we're the only country who doesn't offer health care to their citizens. I mean, they think we're stupid. Like, we're just sitting here like, what do you really you know? I'm not saying everybody deserves a free ride or a free ticket. I'm not saying that. But everybody in America works their butt off. And because you work your butt off, I'm sorry, you should have a roof over your head and heating and cooling and a refrigerator, indoor and outdoor plumbing, the whole thing. It should be your basic necessities. And if needed, health care. Now, you see they're trying to take everybody's health care, and there's only one logical reason why they're doing that, and it isn't because they want to heal everybody.
No, they don't want anybody else around but them.
Yeah.
They want to kill off some of this population.
Yeah, the useless eaters. That's what they call us. If you've ever read 2025, their little dystopia nightmare, I'm not going for it. I mean, and I know most of us here are not, and most people, given, a lot of us are very lucky because we're retired or we're not working. But I remember having to work 2 or 3 jobs just to survive and barely making it,
Yeah. But I was happy.
Yeah.
I was happy because I was out from under the thumb.
Yeah.
Randall Carlson is his name.
Randall
Carlson.
Okay. Oh, that guy. Yes. I know who you mean now. Yeah. Why can't I get the word out? Astronomer.
Yes, he's an astronomer. He's many different things. He's been on with
Very cool.
Prometheus and Ancient Aliens and all of that stuff.
I just love people like that because they know, we all know there's more to this reality than what they've been selling us, and they shut off anything coming into our solar system. To me, that's a red flag. Like if it was something that we needed to be afraid of, they would be pumping it through every channel there is, but it's not, and this is why.
Day the earth stood still.
Yeah, they're trying to hide something, but we all, I mean, any of us can tap into the 3-eye atlas or any interstellar object or any object out there. But that's what Diane and I do. We talk to the planets. You go in and you meditate with them. I mean, you go in, and the thing is this reality that they've tried to keep us boxed in, right? Trying to lock us down in here. It's not sustainable. It's time for us to raise in frequency by what's going on with the precession of the equinoxes. And as we go into the golden age and we close down these last, we're closing down the age of Aquarius, the age of Pisces, the Kali Yuga, the galactic year. A galactic year is 26,000 years. We're closing, and that's just 3 of them. There's more than that. We're in a whole new frequency where things are quite different than that dense reality that we lived in the last 20 or so thousand years. They can't keep us chained into that any longer. So instead of that, they'd rather us not have health care and to get rid of us. Not that I think that's going to work, but that's what they're threatening. Where was it? Maria, you said something. The lizards, and I've done that in Florida. I've negotiated with those lizards many a times, and
Sally had to negotiate with her crickets.
Yeah, I love it. And the kangaroo rats. I was like, please just stay over there, and they would. They were really cool. I play love, remember. Amanda Carroll, good to see you. So we get to choose what reality do you want to live in, and as we do that, that's where we put. I don't say all of your 24 hours a day, but we want to put some of our focus throughout the day onto the new era. What does it look like to you?
It's the I am. It is incorporating that into your very fiber. You are the blanket that you are weaving. You are the
yes.
You are the ritual. You are the cinnamon blowing into the door tonight. Yeah. You are the candles glowing on the front porch. You are the one that puts it all together. And in that, you don't have to have you. It's conscious, not conscious. It is so emblazoned within you that you exude this to everyone that comes your way.
And Maureen, that's what Diane and I are talking about. It's you that you trust.
Well, yeah. What if all of this shit is just somebody getting paid to be on TV?
That's right.
And
to tell you the agenda.
That's their goal, is make us everything.
Yeah. And yes, and Maria, they tried to make med beds a joke, right? Now, that's not, we all know they exist. And the thing is, a corporation that is paying their CEOs millions of dollars, right? And their workers have to this is what gets me. Corporate welfare is where all our money goes to, but nobody wants to say it like that. Walmart's the biggest employer of our nation, but everybody in Walmart has to get SNAP benefits and healthcare benefits because Walmart doesn't offer them. Doesn't offer you full time to get them. Let's put it that way. So they cut you off at whatever it is, 32 hours instead of 40, just to keep you working just right below. I mean,
Well, before everything changed, I was working for Lowe's, and they had a beautiful plan for part-timers. And
Mm.
it was stock options, it was health insurance, as well as eye and dental, and it was affordable. And it was great because I worked for a very small private school that didn't have any benefits. So
Mhm.
I had my social life on the floor, being your personal shopper for Lowe's, and an even more private personal life, taking care of other people's children while teaching them things that parents have a hard time teaching.
Right.
Seriously, because it takes a village, and sometimes you just got to know when, okay, let's step back and let's let somebody else handle this.
And isn't that one of that to me, that was where they disconnected society from society, right? They took the kid out of, the parent had to go to work, so someone else is raising your kid, um, to a point, but you're so busy you don't really even have the time to talk to the teacher to get the lesson plans and the lesson all laid out, and it's just a lot of work. I mean, there was just no need to separate the world like they did, but they did that so the parents weren't, I don't know. I know it weakened the family unit. And it's
Yeah.
kind of going what Maureen's saying here. I'm an extremely liberal person, but I don't trust any of them now because I see how they don't have a backbone. And the only ones that I'm listening to are like Bernie Sanders and AOC, and the ones that truly want, everybody else is a corporate Democrat. And I probably might lose my channel for this, but we're going to say it. Apparently Israel pays for a lot of our government, and they pay them off. And they just had a bunch of them go over to Israel and go see where their money's going, I guess. I don't know. But we pass laws for Israel. It's getting to the point that there's a law in Congress that says if you talk against Israel in any way, you could get up to 20 years in jail and $1 million fine.
This is ridiculous.
And I'm not about to burn an American flag, but if I did, I know I wouldn't get harmed. If I burn an Israeli flag, I can get 20 years. And who are they? Why are they buying our government? What's going on here? Like, all of this just started coming up to the surface for me the last few years. I never had a problem with Israel until I saw that they were committing genocide. Like, seriously, it's been going
When
on for
I
a
heard
while.
something about them bringing in bulldozers and steam shovels and all kinds of stuff into the Gaza Strip, so I guess they're building the hotels.
That's Trump's plan, right? Trump
Yeah.
wants to make Gaza Strip a resort. Well, they literally use that heavy machinery, and they just run people over. I've seen. I can't believe. I don't want to go into what I've seen on videos, but out of nowhere, I wasn't even looking for it, and it came up on my feed about 2 or 3 months ago, and now I'm just like, anybody who's running in America and gets paid by APAC, I wouldn't vote for him. And I'm having that problem right now in my district I live in.
Oh, I bet.
Virginia is getting a governor, but if I don't go with the one that I thought I was going with, the other one gets APAC money too. So what do you do? So here we are, and this is what I'm saying. This is where the ugly truth of the details got to come in. But America is going through her, this is her Pluto return's gone, but the Pluto return aftermath is still coming in.
Well, we have the Constitution's return.
The Constitution, that's right. So there's a lot that's that's coming up to be reviewed for what America seems to have sold out to the highest bidder. And I don't understand why. Why did they let Trump become president knowing this is what he would do?
Good question.
So we got all this, and the thing is with us, I just want everybody to live in peace and harmony and send love out there, but you can't bury your head in the sand either.
So if you, between now and the new moon, and including the day of the new moon, if you feel like back to the drawing board again,
Yes.
back to the drawing board again.
Yes.
Oh my God. Why do I have to keep starting over and over? Okay. What should you do? Slow down. Think about it. Visualize yourself accomplishing it. Give yourself the time to plan, because that's what they're all saying with those little tiny dwarf planets and those asteroids that we were talking about. Give yourself the time to plan and know. That way you'll understand when the time is right. And okay, I'm an artist, right? So because I'm doing, and everybody knows I did the artwork for Dr. Gale's first book, and I'm working on the second book right now. But this is what I do because I don't have time to make mistakes, and I hate to start over. I really hate, because in art there are no mistakes, only happy coincidences. So I just see it in my head. I know where the pencil's going to go. I know where the paintbrush is going to go. I know I have to allow for pressure and the paint to have a mind of its own, the liquid to have a mind of its own, the bristles to have a mind of its own. But my hand is connected to me.
Yes.
So you become one with the paper, one with the brush,
exactly.
One with the liquid.
And that's what we're all being tasked to do. On what level are you becoming one with who you really are? And I love this, Maureen. I understand not celebrating Christmas or Thanksgiving. I don't think, on my opinion, I don't think it's going to be a big celebratory year. But this is the end of the chaos period. After this chaos period goes and we start in the new era, I don't know. I just know that things are going to change. I feel it. And I know Diana feels this too, but I can say that all day.
Yeah.
Something is going to snap and we are going to have our country back. I don't know what that is. And
it's like the rubber band.
Yeah.
One of those really tight ones that come on broccoli.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they are so hard.
That you can't get off, and they're so thick.
But you know what?
Anyway, just in case you need them.
That is something to focus on, though. We want to focus on how we see our nation. I mean, what he's done with our nation in 9 months is he was put in there to destroy it. There's no other words for it at this point. So
harbor of change.
Yeah. So we're here but we're the light workers, right? The light workers, love workers, energy workers, all of that's what we're here for. We're here for being that column of light, holding steady, holding the space, holding the love, and being that. It may seem like it's ridiculous to some people to just be, oh, I just live in, rainbows and unicorns, but I don't. You just heard me say the other half of what I feel. I mean, that's just, this is where we're at. We're caught in between and it's very uncomfortable, right? And it's so uncomfortable where we're at.
Yeah.
But we have to keep coming back to, who are we? What do I believe in? And I gotta believe. I mean, if I said right now I don't believe that anything's going to get better, I wouldn't even show up here. I wouldn't even hang out with y'all. I wouldn't do any of it. I would just be preparing for the whole thing to be shut down. But I'm not going to do that myself, and I don't think Diana or any of you are going to do that either.
And Maria just asked what we should do for the full moon tonight. Okay. Go outside and stand on the grass and talk to her.
Yes.
And of course, get some cinnamon in hand, blow it into your front door for abundance. This is Aries. I am. We want to keep reminding ourselves that we have power no matter what.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
With a fisted glove. So and find ways to be gentle with ourselves, and
mm-hmm.
don't listen to the rhetoric that everybody of your childhood, even, you know. Parents are human too. They make mistakes. Some of them make horrible mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them make the same old regular mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And we get over it. We become adults. We understand we're all only human. Israeli is allegedly paying influencers to post positive posts. Of course.
And that's true. It goes both ways, because Marines up here, it's not just it isn't Israel. There is there's Israelis that are protesting against what their leadership's doing to the Palestinians.
Yeah. In the 70s.
But we got these two heavy, I mean, Israel with money, with the United States military, is pretty darn scary, you know?
Well, and even like
they're
early 70s, when I knew people who were going to school here, going to Wayne State University, but had to go back to Israel because they got drafted. They have to go and spend 2 years, including the women. Everybody has to go.
Yeah, but you think that would give somebody a heart? Some of the videos I've seen are just despicable, how they treat Palestinians.
Since the 60s too.
Yeah. I mean, and I really thought that's where it ended. I thought that they were peace and love, and that they were doing their 2-3 years in the military to be, you know, upstanding citizens. Not from what I saw. I'm not saying all of them. Like I said, I'm not saying all of anybody is bad, but we really have to be discerning. And this is another thing Diana and I've been talking about for the last few years. Discernment is so important, to know who it is, who's speaking, and are they speaking the truth? You know, what's really going on. I like that, Edward. Thank you for posting that. You know, there's just so much going on, and we really need to pay attention. But for tonight, go out into the, put your feet on the ground, talk to Mother Earth through your heart, talk to the moon through your heart. Declare what it is that you're going to do. Like, I made a declaration. I'm not giving up. I'm going to believe in our freedom and our rights until my last breath. And that's all there is to it. I'm not giving up, you know?
Right.
And we all have our own thing that's dear to our heart. But I never thought we'd be in this position here.
Oh, I could never have predicted this.
We knew it was going to be bad, but I had no idea it was going to come out like this. Like, really was 2025, Agenda 2025.
Maybe we should start doing Vedic astrology, because they had it on the button.
Well, I mean, yeah, somewhat.
Yeah, you know, it's.
Hi, Terry, holding your space. Terry's here.
Oh, girlfriend. Hi.
Good to see you.
And I think I forgot to stream on my channel.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah, but, you know, oh well.
You can just always put the video on your post if you want, so your people can look for it. If
well, I think we share quite a few people anyway, so.
I think so too. So let's.
And I'm not so worried about it, you know. Okay.
Did you pull a card? I heard you.
Yeah, I pulled one when we came in, but.
Did you want to say anything else about the full moon as a releasing moon? So you can write things down that you want to release and burn them safely.
Absolutely. Bay leaves are great for that. There's another trick, especially since we're going into Samhain. You may not want to do it tonight, but soon we're going to be into Samhain. And as we get there, you may want to take a jar and make some black salt, witch's salt. Yes, yeah, I hear you. Just a minute. And make black salt. Little Larry must be outside. That's the opossum. Anyway, and then seal it in wax. Take a jar, seal it in candle wax. After you've put everything in there, the things you want to release on a note, bind that up with a ribbon, and then next year you have a jar of witch's salt for protection around your home and around just around anything, anywhere you need it, underneath your driver's seat and places like that. And then you burn the letter. Then you burn the list, or use bay leaves. But I fold it up tight so I can't see it, so that I'm already in the process of forgetting what it is I need to let go of, so I can let go of it.
Yeah, because I mean, I've done that for years, where I always have the same list of things I'm releasing, and it'll release, you know, a layer of it, and then another layer comes up, and that has to. So I never expect it to all be healed at one time, but this is interesting. The card I got was Our Beautiful Planet, Restore the Natural World. Now, I'm taking that as us restoring our natural. We are free, divine, free, sovereign beings of unconditional love and truth. And that's what we're going back into. And the earth is taking us there. The earth is, I love these colors too. I know you like the colors.
Oh, wow. What deck is that one?
That's the Diana Cooper Golden Future. And there is a book. She wrote a book on the golden future. Like, if you guys would like to know what that new era is about, even in the deck book, there's a lot of that information. But there's a couple of books that have been released on the light worker. What are the light workers doing? What is it we're creating, right? The Lady of the Forest, her channel, she has a really good light worker book. It's like 10 or 15 bucks. It's a really good book.
Lady of the Forest?
Yeah.
I'll have to look for her. She's on YouTube?
Yeah, Lady of the Forest, is it 88? Let's see if it'll come up. Yeah, she's just a really sweet soul. I mean, and you can, yeah, Lady of the Forest 444.
Okay.
And she's just a sweetie. But she has a book, because I bought that book. It was, I don't know if it's still available. I don't see why it wouldn't be. But it's a light workers something. I can look it up. I don't know. I can post it on my community page. Because between the golden future and that book, it really gave me hope. It gave me something to focus in on, instead of sitting here looking at this all falling apart, which is natural. It's got to all fall apart, and it's got to be exposed. But don't think that that's all that's coming for humanity. Because humanity's elevated.
You said, say the magic word.
Okay.
Groucho, the magic word. For those of you who remember Groucho Marx, say the magic word. The magic word is hope. Okay. This card says there is hope ahead. Have courage. Take heart, for there is hope.
Nice. Beautiful.
And then the next card is disappointment is not the end. There is hope even in the darkest of nights.
And look at that full moon. Oh my gosh.
And then, just because I had to pull a Lemurian card because it was so much in the conversation tonight, We are all portal keepers,
Oh, I love that.
right?
Yes.
So remember those things about your beautiful selves.
Illumination portal. That's
Goals.
yeah. And that's what my channel was about. You are the portal. You are the portal. And illumination portal is just lighting up your portal, remembering who you are.
Right.
And we got to do it together, because we're remembering as we walk each other home. And each of us has a different part of the journey going forward. You know, we just, and nobody's ahead, nobody's behind, nobody's wrong or right. You know, it just is that we are gently going into this. We don't want to fight. Nobody wants to fight. And you can see that throughout even though the news isn't portraying everything, you can see those people in Portland, oh geez, are showing up in like turtle suits. What is that called? Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm trying to see.
Turtles on a half shell. Turtle power.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know.
Guess who watched Ninja Turtles every day?
Hold on.
They used to be a comic book. Then they were moved to TV.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, goodness. All the cars hit the floor.
That's what I just did. I knocked everything over.
No, I knew it was you, because this time it wasn't me.
I knew it was you. I can't find that book. And then, you know, I'm going to find it as soon as I'm done. Oh, here it is. A Light Worker's Guidebook. Here it is.
Oh, that looks awesome.
It really is. This will get you through, because this is the most dense time. You know, these next few months are spicy and bumpy and everything else. But we're going to get through it. And it says, prophecies for humankind as we journey into the age of Aquarius, because that is where we're headed. Age of Aquarius, as the age of Pisces is closing down. And that is, it's, you know, it never just goes away. We have a lot of baggage and unfinished business. And there's been a lot of distortion. And they're trying to keep that distortion going. Aww.
And if you haven't had the chance, check it out.
Nice.
It's Dr. Gail's book.
Nice.
And if you just want to see the artwork, I put it up on my channel.
Oh,
and
wow.
I didn't attach it to a playlist, but it's in the shorts. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's in my community page. So, and I don't post too much on the community page, so it should be easy to find. Anyways.
We love you very much.
Yeah, Aria, the birthday girl's like chomping at the bit. Maybe
she
better do her duty.
We have a new moon on the 21st of October, so we'll be back, and there's going to be more comet action. So we'll catch up with that.
Oh, I thought you said comic.
Oh, well, yeah, that too. It's going to be comic.
Right? We haven't even talked really about what 3i Atlas, but I'll save it for our next journey.
Yeah. Yeah,
everybody's been here for a long time, so thank you all so much.
Yeah,
and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I love you. It's more fun with you, that's for sure.
I love you.
I am feeling like a rose that somebody left me on my birthday deathbed.
I suggest listening to that song. Stone Temple Pilots, Dead and Buried. What was it? No.
Dead and Bloated.
Dead and Bloated. Good song, though. All right, guys. We love y'all very much. We will see you next time.